Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Beauty Project. Today, I speak with Greg. He is also known as the Hair Dad, and he does his daughter's hair online. And it's a really special interview to me. So I hope you enjoy and keep coming back listening to these. Thank you. All right. Hi, Greg. Welcome. Thanks for joining the Beauty Project. We're so happy to have you today. I'm going to have you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to.
All right. My name is Greg Wickherst. I'm on social media. I'm known as the Hair Dad. I've been doing my daughter's hair for about 6 years now. About 5 years ago, I had a viral story that went out about me, about how I learned how to do my daughter's hair, and well, now we're here.
That's great. How old is your daughter?
She's 8 now. She's 8.
Awesome. And from our conversation before, I understood that you're a single dad, correct?
Yep. Yeah. Her mom passed away when she was 4 years old, and I've been raising her by myself since.
All right. Yeah, that's a huge undertaking, just in the broad spectrum of that, as well as doing her hair. And so I'm very excited to have you on here and have this conversation with you.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to start off with, how do you define beauty?
Wow. I would probably go to the Webster's dictionary and look it up. That's, but with my own definition, I guess, is it's something that you, not necessarily attractive, but something that you find very pretty and not necessarily, physically. But I was thinking about that earlier. I figured that's probably going to be one of the questions. But I figured it's something that whenever you see it, it makes you happy, or feel it makes you happy.
Yeah, feels good. Yeah, definitely. So I know you're not a hairstylist, right? Like, you're not behind the chair working, but you do your daughter's hair. And so I'm curious, because you're kind of in the industry, but just outside of it, what does the beauty industry mean to you?
Well, so it means a lot. I was an admissions representative at a college, and it was a trade school, and one of the trades they taught is or that they teach is cosmetology. And so I enrolled a lot of cosmetology students. And so I'd always go through a questionnaire asking them why are they wanting to be in the cosmetology industry. And everybody had their own answers, but what it boiled down to is they want to help other people feel good about themselves, to feel beauty, to feel, pretty, and they like doing it themselves as well.
Very powerful. What's it like not having any hair?
Wonderful. It's really awesome. I shaved my head when I was 24, and I'm 44 now. So I've been doing it. And the day I shaved it, I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I have not combed my hair since then. Never woken up and like, oh, my hair's all messed up. I'm going to be embarrassed. No, it's just, what you see is what you get with me. You go on a date with me, I jump in a pool and I get out, I look the exact same. No makeup running, no hair out of place. I love not having hair. But I do, sometimes, I swear, this is true, I have dreams probably about once a year where I have a full head of hair and I feel so confident.
Yeah, wow. I love your enthusiasm with that and the confidence, and then also having those dreams. When I was 19, I actually shaved my head, and it was like the most powerful thing that I could have done. It was just like this really liberating thing. And then after that, it was like I started having dreams of like, okay, I'm gonna have hair again.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I at this point, I kind of wish I had the option. Now it's gone on top, so I don't want to look like an accountant or whatever with just having it on the sides. I'm not about to wear a toupee. I'm not want to look like Donald Trump or anything.
oh, that's great. Okay. So I want to hear a little bit more about just how you started doing your daughter's hair and what that's been like.
Okay. So when my daughter was about when she was about 2.5, I had already started cutting her hair, just the bangs, because it was getting in her eyes and getting in her face, and she was looking like unkempt whenever she was getting dropped off at her baby or the daycare when I'd go to work. And she after a little while, I realized, because me and her mom had already separated at that point, and so then I had custody of her, and I didn't want her to. I hate saying this, but it is what it is. I didn't want her to look like she was being raised by a single dad because she was being raised by a single dad. You know, I wanted her to have the option of being a tomboy or a princess or whatever she wanted to be, a dinosaur or a hot dog, whatever, right? I wanted her to have that option, but in order for her to have that princess option, I knew that I'd have to learn how to do her hair. And so I tried things like just doing a ponytail, and I couldn't even, because her hair was real thin at that time, and it just wasn't enough to have a full ponytail. I couldn't do it. And so I saw this thing on YouTube, this video on YouTube, dad doing his daughter's hair, and he had a vacuum cleaner, the nozzle, and he has the hair tie on it, pulls her hair in it, and he pulls the hair tie off, and he's got a perfect ponytail. And I tried that, but I didn't know that I had to make the hair tie tight. So you got to imagine there's a 2-year-old with a vacuum cleaner sucking her hair, and it was so embarrassing. And then I pull, and she's already just like, okay, I trust you, Daddy. I don't know what's going on. But then I pull the hair tie off, and it got sucked into the nozzle, and then the vacuum cleaner's going like,
Oh my gosh.
then she starts crying. Then I start crying. I'm like, I felt useless. I felt like, man, this is horrible. I can't believe I just did that. I can't even do a ponytail. Um, so since I worked at a school that teaches cosmetology, I thought, well, why don't I just ask somebody to teach me how? And so I talked to the program director, and she said she wanted to have one of the students help me. So I spent an hour with the student, and she just taught me how to do a ponytail, and she taught me how to do a bun. I thought buns were these crazy intricate things. They're like, I don't know how they do that. It's just magic. No, it was so easy. I was kind of disappointed, but happy that it wasn't that hard. So anyways, she taught me how to do that, taught me how to braid. She initially tried to teach me how to French braid, and that was funny that she would think that, but but because it literally took like a year for me to learn that one. But anyway, so I learned how to do those, and I went home and I tried to do some styles on my daughter's hair, and she liked it. She liked me playing with her hair, and it was like I would do her hair, and she'd be dressed up in a little princess dress, and it'd be great daddy-daughter time. And I found that it was just a fun way for us to hang out, good way for us to bond. And so saw this article in the Huffington Post. It was like 55 pictures on how or what single motherhood is like. And when I saw that, I'm like, why can't they just put parenthood? Why can't they just be, And so I clicked on it. I wanted to see. And the very first thing was like, if you know a dad, or if you are a dad and you want to be part of another article, then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right, I guess I'll do that. And I sent in the like an album of some of the styles that I had made and put on Facebook. And they replied with, we don't want to have you part of this story. We want to have a story about you. And I didn't know that was going to change my life. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. No worries. So that came out in February of 2015. And like within within a day, I was getting calls from like ABC. I mean, because the very next day after that came out, the local channels were there to interview me: ABC, NBC, CBS, and then the day after that, all of the national companies were like the talk shows. Everybody was contacting me, and I ended up flying up to be on the Rachel Ray show. And then immediately after that, I was on some Japanese daytime show as like 10 million people on. It was like just crazy. And I'm like, all I did was just learn how to do my daughter's hair. You guys know that this is not like rocket science. Oh my God, a guy knows how to do hair? A lot of guys do. Anyways, so, but I thought it was just ridiculous. However, the way that the media has portrayed fathers is sometimes fair, but a lot of times it was not. Like Al Bundy, just sitting on the couch, make me a sandwich with his hand down his pants and drinking a beer, and that's not me. I wanted to be I am an involved dad, and I wanted to show that, yeah, this is normal. This is not a weird thing, you know. And a lot of people were like, "You don't deserve this. You shouldn't have this. Why? It's only because you're a dad." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. But until this becomes normal, it will continue happening. And so if you want this to be normal, then quit talking crap." But
Yeah.
anyways, that's really after that. I started getting messages from a lot of people saying, "Hey, can you show me how you did this style?" And I'm like, I guess. So I got a camera, and now I have now I make videos, make tutorials on how to do hairstyles.
That's great. And when we had our phone call before, you had said something along the lines of that's what you're going to school for now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just love that, this one simple thing of a ponytail has just redirected your entire life.
It has. It's so through making the videos, I learned first of all how to make videos, because I'd never done that before, like edit it and cut and splice and all that kind of stuff. But to make the plan, figure out step by step, this is what I'm going to do, not just with the hairstyle, but this is where the camera's got to go, and this is how we got to do sound. And from that, I realized that's a lot of fun, doing video editing and shooting and directing and all that. I have a lot of fun doing that. And so, again, me being an admissions rep, I was taking students in and talking to them about going to school, and every one of them was like, "I want to do something I love for my life. I want to do something I'm passionate about." And not that I wasn't passionate about, or not that I didn't love helping students. I did. It's not what I never thought that that's what I wanted to grow up and do. Never had a passion for it. Like, oh, this is cool. It's something that I get to help the community, help people. But it's not something that I do like, yes, I love it, So I thought, well, why don't I go to school? At 42 years old, it's not too late, I don't think. And so I thought, yeah, and I did. So I'm actually just a couple of weeks away from graduating, and I'm graduating with graphic design, but that's the only degree they had that at that school. So, but I concentrated heavily in the video production, and I love it.
Great. I'm very excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you'd mentioned the bond with your daughter and how doing her hair has impacted that. How do you want to say more about that, and just the time spent in just doing someone's hair, for me, is extremely valuable. Like touching someone, making them feel good. So what is that like being a father with your daughter?
Well, I have nothing to compare it to, because that's just the way, that I've raised her. I couldn't imagine not wanting to, have that kind of bond, I think that it's I've had people ask me, dads. I've had dads ask me, well, I haven't done my daughter's hair. You tell me, why should I do my daughter's hair? I don't know. That's a stupid question to me. I'm sorry, it is. Like, why shouldn't you do your daughter's hair is really more of a apropos, question. But I know without knowing how to do it, that's probably the main reason why, because I don't know how. Well, why don't you learn? But uh, to me, um, it is the connection. I think that's the best word for it. It's the connection, showing her that you can be gentle, even though you're this large person compared to her little tiny person. But you can show her that that you have a gentle side, and that you're not always just gruff and all that. That that you'll do whatever you can to make sure that I don't know. I think that it also builds trust.
Oh, definitely does. I have this memory, I guess it's just a photo, I don't really remember it happening, but of my dad brushing my hair, and it's just like this really sweet photo. And so when you were just saying, it's like, oh, it was really nurturing, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I've been contacted by so many people that, especially women that have said that growing up, that's one of their favorite memories they have of their dad, is the time that they spent with, with him taking care of her, and it's just a sweet, just a sweet memory. And I I again, I just can't imagine. I didn't know that this would be a huge thing. I had no clue. That was not my intention. Um, I don't know. I think because I've actually scaled back a little bit, because we used to like do a whole bunch of shows throughout the year. We'd do like about once a month. We'd put on a class, teach dads in the community how to do it, and it was fun. I was actually gonna I started a business called the Hair Dad, and it originally was specifically just to go around the country with my daughter, showing people how to do hair. And then I realized that's my fun dream, and it's not hers. She enjoys me doing her hair, but sometimes she wants to have a ponytail. And after her was it she's just after her first grade, when it was summer, she's like, "Daddy, can I cut my hair short?" And I was like, "Well, how am I supposed to teach people then?" And then I realized that, what, she wants it short, she can have it short. I can teach people how to do short hair. But it's more than that, and so I realized, it doesn't have to be an obsession. It doesn't have to be something you're doing every single day. It's something that, now it's to the point that we just do it whenever, like, if there's some kind of special event, then we'll look it up, like, hey, do you like this style? Let's try doing that, and if she feels like she wants to have a class, then that's when we have a class.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I was definitely wondering how she was feeling about it. And I love your ability to meet her where she's at. And I mean, that's really where this came from. It sounds like, just like her wanting to have a ponytail. And now, in that circumstance, like her wanting to have short hair is like going with the flow. Like, yeah, of course, let's do that.
It is. And she had talked about, like, this summer, like, can I get my hair cut again? I said, you can, but if you do, just remember, I won't be able to do these nice pretty braids that I used to do. She goes, yeah, I haven't had that in a long time. I'm not going to get my hair cut this summer. But, okay.
Yeah, that's I'm having a memory for myself of just like always wanting to cut my hair short, and then being really sad, like, oh man, I can't braid it, I can't do anything with it. It's such a bummer. And then the grow out stage is always so terrible. Ah. Oh, so cool. I'm curious about, I guess, what it was like for you being a man when you were younger, just like body image. And self-esteem?
Hair was actually important to me when I did have it. Uh, I used to have some wild hairstyles. Um, I used Aquanet back in the day and had like almost like a, uh, I guess it'd be like a, not a surfer's haircut, but I think of like a wave where it comes over and it comes this way and you have this side shaved or have lines in that side. I used to have bangs only where everything else was shaved and then just big. And sometimes I'd put those into little spikes, or most of the times I just slicked it back. Looking back, very poor, hair choice decision. Bad, made a lot of, poor life choices. That was one of them. But at the time, like that's how I expressed myself. I wanted to be different. I've had a mohawk with the chicken, with all that. I've had to drive down the road with my head out the car because my hair's sticking out like that. That was Halloween. Um, so, and I was a rocker back in the day when I was like in middle school. So I had long hair. I've had a mullet, short bangs, and long in the back. Again, very poor life choice, but that really fit in. I was raised in Arkansas, so yeah, I fit right in there. Yeah, that's yeah. Like I said, I've had a lot. I think once I grew up, once I was like about to graduate high school and start, once I joined the military, then I realized, if I'm gonna have like people respect me or people take me seriously, I think is a better way to put it. Because I was in like sales, I'm not going to be able to have purple hair. I'm not going to be able to have the crazy styles that I used to have. So then at that point, I started having just regular, high and tight haircuts and that were easy to maintain. And then once I started getting a receding hairline, I'm like, well, I don't want people to start thinking that I'm older than I am. And so I'll go ahead and shave it. Nobody will know. And then they know. But yeah, 24, that's when it disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like for you, it was just like this awesome self-expression.
For
And
shaving the head?
I guess that too, but yeah, like with your all your
Oh,
great
throughout my hair throughout the life.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's what it is for a lot of people, and it's what it's been for me. Different phases of my life, my hair is different, and so I like the images of all your crazy hairstyles that I got.
Now my hair is my hairstyle would be this hat or this hat or maybe a bandana today, or I'm just gonna go au natural or shiny, or I'm gonna be a bad boy. No.
Yeah, that's fun. Cool. So, yeah, like I guess just with your daughter and her self-esteem as well. Like I'm curious, she's 8 years old. Is that
Mm-hmm.
is that third grade? Second grade? Fourth
Yeah,
grade?
she's going into third grade.
Third grade. Okay.
Yep.
I'm like, I have no idea. How does she talk anything about her image and with her hair and just like the way that she dresses? What's that like?
So she has a older sister that's 2 years older than her. It's a sister from another mister, and they've always grown up as best friends. And even on their mom's deathbed, she that's what like her dying wish. Please let them grow up together as much as possible. And we have. Actually, she's up visiting with her right now for the next couple days. So this summer they're basically just either my house or the dad's house, my house or the dad's house. And so they have complete different body types and hair, and that blows me away because I do her sister's hair as well. she's been a model for me whenever I've done the tutorials as well. So she my daughter she's tall for her age, but her sister's even taller because she's older and all that. But her sister is like really skinny, and my daughter, she's not. She's not when I not like I don't know how to put it. Um, she's like a big girl, you know. She's not fat. She's healthy. She's just like big, like a I don't know, a linebacker, I guess. And she will be. That's just my family. I'm 6'1", and my sister, she was tall, and we're just tall people. And so, but I mean, her sister just went through a growth spurt, and so my daughter was just as tall as her sister, but even bigger. I say these things because she does have sometimes negative body issues at 8 years old, and it breaks my heart because I hear her say things that I'm like, she shouldn't even have these. She shouldn't even know these thoughts, you know. But she sees it on wherever she sees it. I need to find them and tell them quit saying it. YouTube, but she she'll say things like, you know, I'm fat. I'm like, no, you're not, you know. When I do take her, like we went to this daddy daughter dance not too long ago, I know she felt like a princess. She really just the way her hair is, I put these flowers in her hair and these 4 different buns and all this really cool stuff. And she had this just like almost a wedding gown, this peach colored dress, and these shoes that were like high heels almost but she could still walk in them and all that. I know she felt like Belle, you know, she felt the belle of the ball. And so I know that I try to combat those thoughts and teach her that's, you know, everybody's different. And it's really, to me, it's what I teach her is it's how you treat people is what makes you beautiful to me. That's I think that's the definition of beauty. It's how you treat people. Anyways, so that's what I try to instill in her, and that's as far as like the body issues or the body, what she thinks of herself is unfortunately, you know, it's the world, and she has other influences, and she does have that sometimes, but I try to teach her that that's not the way it is.
Yeah, it's a difficult line to walk. I'm not a parent, but I can only imagine. You know, I've seen my parents deal with me and my body image stuff, and can only imagine how challenging that is to see this amazing being that you created and you're their role model, and then they're experiencing this negative thing about their temple, their body. They're like, no, it's not that way at all.
And especially being a parent, and I know moms feel the same way. As a dad, seeing my daughter, and she is my only daughter, so she is the most beautiful thing. She is the most beautiful person that in my world ever, you know. And so for her to say that absolutely kills me. It breaks my heart. She doesn't know that.
Yeah, brings tears to my eyes, definitely. I can relate to that. Yeah. What else do I want to ask you? I've been asking people, what do you feel like people get wrong about the beauty industry? Do you feel like that question would apply to you?
I mean, I see it, or I did see it when I was working at the school. Um, I know that I ended up being like friends with so many of the cosmetology students there. Once so many of them would come in and they're like, I want to do hair tutorials. I know there's actually a guy here in town. They'd be telling me about who I am. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're a hair dad, huh? Yeah, I know him. That's me. No, it's this other guy. No, he really like no, he's really like, let me show you. you know. Um so the I don't know. I think that I you know there is something. Uh Doing somebody's hair is not just cutting their hair. It's not, there it takes a tremendous amount of training to learn how to do that properly. So, when saying like, I don't want to spend more than $5 for a haircut. I mean, I can understand that for me, but to ask a cosmetologist to give, hey, do me a favor, give me a free haircut or something like that. No, there's a lot of training, a lot, and that, I mean, I know that, I don't know how that is like across the country. I know that's a huge thing here in my city in Pueblo. Pueblo is one of the poorest cities in Colorado. Colorado is awesome. Pueblo is it's a great city. I love Pueblo. It's just a poor city. So a lot of people, they do that. And I know that I've heard that complaint from cosmetologists, is that they are constantly asked to do it for free or do it for $5. And you can't make a living from that. I'd be like, hey, give me this car for thousands of dollars less. That's what you do. You sell cars so you can do it because, hey, hook it up, don't do that. They're your friend. They're your family member. You should actually be paying more. You should be helping them. This is how they make their living. That's I don't know. That to me is what I'd say.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's something that I definitely have battled with being a hairstylist is, charging your worth. And when someone's challenging that, it's like, I have to eat too. I have to pay my rent, like there's a lot of costs that go into it, with, paying for continued education and, so, all of that adds up. And the last
like 1,800, I hear in Colorado, it's like 1,800 hours is what you have to. I just spent 1,800 hours to go learn. And I have all of this time behind the chair for me to give you a $5 haircut. You want me to give you a $5 haircut? Okay. What I would do is I'd cut $5 worth, and then you want the rest of the haircut, then you're going to pay me the rest of the money.
Yeah. And it's your time, and charging your worth of your time. And the last salon that I was working at really pushed that, and I love that. And I'm not in a salon right now, but that's something that I really stand by.
Yep. And duels aren't free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I like that. I'm gonna next time I hear a cosmetologist tell me something like that, I'm gonna tell them I like that. You want a $5 haircut? Come here. Let me give you a $5 haircut.
I got you.
Oh, you want the rest of it?
Mullet?
Right? $5 haircut, you get the bangs. I like that.
$5 mullet. So good. All right, so you are about to graduate, and I'm curious, like, what's next for you? What's on the horizons? Maybe just for you, maybe you and your daughter, so on and so forth.
So right now, I'm not 100% sure. I know the direction I want to go. Like I said, I already have my business, and I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always I've owned. This is my second company I've owned. What I plan on, not necessarily that it's going to happen. My life keeps just going. 5 years ago, I had no clue any of this was going to happen, you know. Anyways, through the video, what I want to do, you know how you hire a photographer to come take pictures of, like, say, your family once a year, like, so you hang them up and all that. You hire people usually like hire videographers for special events, like a birthday party or a graduation or quinceañera. I can't even pronounce it. So, but they usually don't hire videographers as the event like they do with the photographers. And I want to be the event. And what I mean by that is, instead of just having pictures, I want to make a video of like a snapshot of their life at that time. Maybe even like ask the same questions every year. Like, who's your favorite superhero? Or what's y'all's relationship today? You know? Even if it's like, even if it's not a once a year thing, which that's great, because that, to me, that's residual income. But even if it's not that, even if it's a one-time thing, what I think the biggest thing, what I want to do is tell inspirational stories. For example, that's what I did as my final project. My teacher told everybody, okay, whatever it is that you want to do for a living, do that for your final project. And that's perfect for me, because, or for everybody, because then now you have something for your portfolio. This is what I want to do, right? So my video that I made was, I was originally going to be a day in the life of, this is actually my daughter's older sisters, and having them hang out and, you know, have some really cute shots and all that. However, she has an older sister that is 25 years old, and 18 months ago she had a miscarriage. And now through that, she's also now raising one of her younger sisters. And so I ended up shooting this story about the miscarriage, and then, you know, the introduction, the obstacle, what happened, and now what they're doing to overcome it. And I've had so many people come in and do interviews with me and showing, okay, this is this guy, he had a problem, and here's how he overcame it. And I've you know, people have used that as an inspirational story. I love I love inspiring people. And so if I can inspire others without, you know, having to talk about myself, and show normal people day-to-day lives, everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has something that they've done or something that they've overcome. I want to do that. I want to show just normal people's inspiring stories.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, thank you for saying yes to that. That's a great idea. And I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Greg. I am going to have you create your beauty statement. So basically, I'm just going to read you the first half of the sentence, and then you're going to fill it in. And it can be as long or as short as you want, whatever feels good in your heart, okay?
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Beauty to me is?
Beauty to me is treating people the way that you want to be treated, and also being treated the way you deserve.
Doing my daughter's hair means to me?
Doing my daughter's hair means to me having to get up an extra 15 minutes earlier. No, I'm just kidding. So that my daughter can go to school rocking the best hairstyle, and all the other kids are like, how cool, and all the parents are like, oh God, why does that guy have to show up? And all the teachers are like, oh, thank God I don't have to do that kid's hair.
Oh, so good. I am beautiful because
I am beautiful because I say so. No,
heck
because
yeah.
I think I. No, I am beautiful because I think I am.
Wait, I'm gonna add one just on the fly. Your daughter is beautiful because
Yes. Um, my daughter is beautiful because she makes herself that way, not because I make her hair that way.
oh, I want to give you a hug. Oh.
That's funny.
Oh, so good. Thanks, Greg.
Okay, sounds
Groovy.
good.
Thanks, Greg. You're wonderful. Thanks for showing up and sharing your beautiful story. You make the world more beautiful.
I'm excited for you. I want to see when all of this is done,
Yeah.
what happens from it. I'm excited for you.
Groovy. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, Greg. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Okay, bye.